Today I'm announcing that every Albertan who has received their first dose of vaccine will be able to book their second dose appointment by the end of June. I know that millions of you have been waiting to hear this good news. Well, now that over 63% of people 12 and older have at least one dose, and there's a steady supply of vaccine coming to the province, we can begin administering second doses. This is yet another big milestone in our fight against COVID-19, and it takes us even closer to a post-pandemic world where we can get back to doing what we love and spending time with those that we most care about. Now, before you pick up the phone or log on to try and schedule an appointment, I'm sure some people have already done that. Bookings, please, this is an important note, bookings for second doses will be sequenced in the order that first doses were administered to ensure that everyone receives them at significantly less than the maximum 16-week interval. So Minister of Health Chandra will provide more details in a second, as well as what this means for people like myself who received the AstraZeneca vaccine. But if there are no unexpected delays to shipments, we expect most everyone awaiting their second dose should have it by the end of summer. Now, if you haven't yet booked your first dose, don't worry. You haven't lost your spot in the line. We'll continue to prioritize first doses for anybody who wants to be vaccinated. Though I encourage you to book your appointment now so you can confirm the time slot before things get too busy with these second dose bookings. We need Albertans to sign up, to show up, and to follow up for both their first and second doses. Here's how second dose booking will roll out. If you are one of the 239,000 Albertans who received your first dose anytime in the month of March or earlier, but you've not yet received a second dose, you can book that second dose appointment today. So just to make it real simple, if you got your first dose in March or earlier, you haven't yet had your second dose, you can go sign up right now. If you received your first dose in April, like myself, you can book your second dose starting in 2 weeks from now on June the 14th. And if you got your first dose in May, these are the youngest Albertans, you'll be able to book your second dose starting in 4 weeks on June 28th. While being fully vaccinated wasn't defined as a public health trigger, it is a critical part to crushing COVID-19 in Alberta once and for all. It's embedded in our plan for population protection, as of course is natural immunity. On Friday, we reached the threshold of 60% of all Albertans over the age of 12 receiving at least one dose, starting the clock on our 2-week waiting period before those doses are fully effective. And that means that Alberta will enter stage 2 of the reopening on June the 10th. We've confirmed that, as long as hospitalizations stay below 500 and keep trending downwards as they are very clearly. The return to dining in restaurants with friends, gyms back open, larger outdoor gathering limits, and much more. We're close to all of that if we just need to keep following the rules and get those vaccines done. And after we reach stage 2, it will only be a matter of time before we reach the final stage of our Open for Summer plan. So the summer we have and the fall that we will prepare ourselves for is completely within our control. Every person, every single Albertan can make a difference, at least those who are 12 and above. Every dose delivered is another step closer to protecting your loved ones, your neighbors, and your community.
For those who had a first dose in April and May, it's important to remember that these booking windows for second doses are well ahead of the schedule that we had anticipated. Translation, you're getting a second dose way sooner than we had expected. And that's why we're asking anyone who got their dose in April or May to hold on just a little bit longer and not call or to go online to try to get your second dose until it's your turn. Attempting to book before your eligibility date means that someone else risks not getting their shot within the appropriate time. And it causes delays for AHS, it causes delays for our pharmacy partners and their staff who have to cancel appointments for those who are not yet eligible. If the rollout of these second doses goes even faster than expected and we're able to move up timelines, we will. Government is just as keen to get these doses into the arms of Albertans as you are. Alberta's Open for Summer plan is based on first doses, but second doses are critical to make sure that we stay open. And there will be enough doses for everyone, and if our supply continues to arrive as expected, everyone will be able to book theirs within the next few weeks. AHS will be using their auto callback system to inform people they vaccinated for their first dose that they're now eligible for a second dose. Wherever possible, pharmacists and physicians will also call or text or email their patients to let them know about eligibility as well. However, you can book an appointment at any time, starting on the day that you become eligible. You don't need to wait to hear from AHS or your physician or your pharmacist. It's you're able to make those appointments when you are eligible without waiting to hear from somebody. To those who have received the AstraZeneca vaccine for their first dose, like Premier, like me, like Dr. Hinshaw, I know that there have been a lot of questions about the plan for second doses, and I know that this has created anxiety for some, and I want to thank you for your patience. Safety and efficacy have been at the forefront of our decision-making, and we wanted to make sure that we got it right. Starting today, we're shortening the timeline for AstraZeneca second doses to a minimum of 8 weeks. And this is in line with the emerging evidence and the approach that's been taken in Quebec. What this means is that Albertans who received AstraZeneca in March can book their second doses starting today, as they will be between 9 and 12 weeks from their first dose. And just a reminder that AstraZeneca remains a safe and highly effective option. That being said, we recognize that some Albertans who received AstraZeneca have concerns after carefully reviewing the evidence from other jurisdictions. While AstraZeneca is still a good choice, we will offer Albertans a choice. They can get another shot of AstraZeneca as their second dose, or a messenger RNA vaccine instead, like Moderna or Pfizer. And this aligns with the new recommendations that were released today by the National Advisory Committee on Immunizations, NACI. To book a second appointment for AstraZeneca, you'll need to go through AHS or to one of the pharmacies that are listed online as offering AstraZeneca. To book a second appointment for a messenger RNA vaccine, you can contact any participating pharmacy, or you can use AHS and their online booking tool, or through calling 811.